Flambards, Mr. and Mrs. Bonanza. What links these TV epics?
That's a trademark of a Delane show. Put the Casey.
Cult director Peter Delane speaks for the first time.
Look what I've done. I've got a good guy in a black hat.
About the secret of his success.
Shooting through the bedhead. We've all done it.
Rob Brydon is Peter Delane. A brand new series, Director's Commentary. Wednesday at 11, ITV1.
And that is a Peter Delane production.
Trisha's helping to sort out some relationship problems in just a moment. That's after the latest news headlines on ITV1.
Good morning. The countdown is on for Tony Blair in a week that will make or break his premiership. Two critical tests of his leadership and credibility lie ahead. On Tuesday, the vote on the government's controversial proposals to introduce tuition fees for students. And on Wednesday, Lord Hutton will publish his eagerly awaited report. He's arguably England's most successful football manager, but Sir Alex Ferguson's future at Manchester United seems in doubt. The reason? A personal feud with some of United's most powerful shareholders who are unhappy with the way Ferguson has been involved in some of English football's most sensational transfers. Stunning new images of Mars have been beamed back to Earth from a second NASA spacecraft, which has landed successfully on the Red Planet. The probe, called Opportunity, sent back very different images of the Martian terrain, showing ridges and ripples which may have been made by wind or even water. Hundreds of gritters are out on the roads this morning as Britain braces itself for the Arctic weather, which is forecast to sweep the length of the country this week. The Highways Agency claims it's prepared for big snowfalls and icy conditions, and that it won't be caught out as it was last year when motorists were left stranded in appalling conditions. That's the news from me for the moment. I'll be back with more later.
One day I'll have the right body for the right frock on the right night. I'm either Ratty Jakes in a bikini or Twiggy in a tent.
It's not the end of the world being a few pounds heavier than you'd like.
This is why they call it a basque. Because I look like a basking whale.
After all, everyone's got something to worry about.
Mine's kind of wonky.
Fat Friends, Wednesday at 9, ITV1.
I thought I looked all right on telly.
Just hours to go until I'm a Celebrity kicks off. All the action from the jungle Monday night at 9 on ITV1. Now though, it's Trisha.
On today's show, 81-year-old Albert, who's blown £6,500 in 9 weeks. On what, Albert?
Prostitutes.
This morning, accusations of cheating, deceit and lies.
Wayne and Mandy have been with each other for just over a year, but he's unsure as to whether he's father to her 4-month-old child. Was she cheating when they first met? 18-year-old Stephen left all his family behind to be with his partner Mandy, but the accusations of cheating have hounded him ever since. Today, he wants the truth. And 81-year-old Albert, the old-age pensioner who's spent £6,500 on prostitutes in just 9 weeks.
Wayne has been with partner Mandy for just over a year and things aren't going well. They've got a 4-month-old baby, and while Mandy has no doubt the child is Wayne's, he's accusing her of sleeping with other men. Now, Wayne says he won't marry Mandy unless he has proof he really fathered her child. Please welcome Wayne. Hi, Wayne. How did you and Mandy meet?
Well, I moved from Newport up to Abergavenny about 3 years ago, and we met about 15 months ago.
What was she to you when you first met her? Is it, hey, great long relationship, or?
No, she's working in the local pub. I just knew her from in there, like, and it was a couple of months later, you know, we spent the night together.
Was it just for a bit of fun in the
At the beginning, yeah.
Now, you were married for a long time and you lost your wife, didn't you?
Yeah.
What happened to your wife?
Oh, she died of cancer about 6 years ago.
That must have been really
Yeah.
horrendous
Yeah.
for you. So do you think you were ready for any kind of relationship when you met Mandy?
Well, like I said, it's been 6 years now, so, yeah, I'm ready for it now, yeah.
You are ready
Yeah,
for it now,
yeah.
but at the beginning it was sort
No,
of...
it's just a bit of fun, like, it was nothing serious, but, you know, obviously once you become pregnant, I had to rethink of it, you know.
So when did she become pregnant? How long after
Well,
first getting...
I met her about August, and then she told me she was pregnant in the beginning of November.
That was pretty quick.
Yeah.
Were you shocked?
Well, any bloke would be, wouldn't he, you know?
You weren't using precautions?
I didn't think about it at the time, you know.
Because
I was
usually
in
I'll
the
say this
pub
to
after-
young lads.
Yeah, well, I know, but if you're in the pub after, you know, having a drink, and it just went
Was,
out.
it,
Goes out your head,
was
you
that
know.
when you two of you got together after a few pints, a few bevies?
Well, I knew her for a few weeks before that, look, and yeah, it was September 17th. I know what night it was because it's my birthday.
Ah, so had there been more than usual in the bevy
Yeah,
department?
yeah.
OK, so she tells you she's pregnant. How did you react to that?
Well, I didn't really believe it. I think because she was seeing someone else and I was seeing someone else, you know, we just spent...
So it was kind of just casual
Just
sex?
casual, yeah, just
So
casual.
you believe... She was seeing somebody else as well. So when you said to her, well, hang on, how do you know it's my baby? What did she say?
Well, she said at the time that she got the dates now, the baby is definitely mine. There's no doubt. A little girl.
Little girl
yeah.
is definitely yours?
Yeah.
Now, you're in some doubt. Why?
Well, when I moved back to Newport, I didn't really keep in touch with Manny. I'd see her now every couple of weeks, every couple of months. And then when
You
she
were
had-
there for the birth of the baby?
No, I was back in Newport and she was still living in Abergavenny. Like, I come back down with my 3 children, moved back to Newport like I always planned. That's why I really didn't want to get into a relationship at the time, like.
Yeah.
So when I come back to Newport and she had the baby in August, so she phoned me up and texting me that she had the baby. I wouldn't answer the text. And then
Why not?
at the time, I just moved into a new house, so I just wanted to...
You got the children...
You know, tunnel vision, I just wanted to do all that. And a few weeks after, I was, you know, like any fella would be a bit... I just want to see the baby and see...
Yeah.
Yeah, so I went up to Abergavenny and we just took it from there. And then she
How
said...
was it when you first saw the baby?
It was great. It's a lovely little kid, beautiful little baby.
But
yeah.
where's this doubt coming from that the baby...
Because at the time I was seeing other people, and I know for a fact that Mandy was seeing other people.
She was as well?
Yeah, but she swears that the bloke that she was seeing, because she knew him from years before, had had a vasectomy. Like.
Do you believe that?
Well, how could I don't know, do I? How could I prove or disprove? I don't
You
even
don't
know
know.
the fella, no.
OK, so if you're here because you want a DNA test.
Yeah.
If the DNA test came back and said, yes, the baby is definitely yours, then what, as far as you and Mandy?
I'd be over the moon, albeit I'd settle down with Mandy. I'd settle down with her tomorrow. If we could add it done today and that'd be the end, I'd marry her next week, to be honest with you.
Really?
Yeah.
And what if it came back that the baby wasn't yours?
Well, God knows.
Would you still stay together and still get married, or...?
In a short term, yeah, but I know there would be no long-term relationship. I couldn't just...
You finished with her?
Well, I couldn't just, you know, chuck her out on the street now and do it. I wouldn't do that to her, no, but she'd have to find someone else to live and she could stop with me until she found someone else.
Really?
Yeah.
OK, well, next, Mandy, who says she's desperate to tie the knot with Wayne, but is the baby his?
Wayne, you're the love of my life. I've told you countless times I haven't cheated on you, and today I'm going to prove it to you.
Back after this.
You might think that donated blood is just used for emergencies. You'd be wrong. It's used during childbirth, for premature babies, for cancer treatment, transplants, hip and knee operations, and all kinds of other stuff every day, which, as you can imagine, is a constant drain. The thing is, donated blood is only usable for a limited time, so supplies need to be replaced continually. And although any of us could need blood at any time, only 6% of us are giving it. Which means, if those people stopped giving blood tomorrow, in only a few days, our blood supply would simply run out.
Do something amazing. Give blood.
just a moment ago we met Wayne. He's convinced partner Mandy has cheated on him. He's not even sure that he's the father of her baby. Can you actually call it cheating?
No, that's what I say. It's not cheating. It's the wrong word to use.
But I don't understand if the baby turned out not... I know I'm coming back to this, but if the baby turns out not to be yours and you had this understanding at the time that you were seeing other people, why is there a problem? Do you love her?
Yeah.
Did she love you?
Oh, she just said she did, yeah.
Yeah. So why is there a problem?
Well, it's just all the time, and it's like I said, the kids are hearing about it now, that the baby might not be their sister, you know, and that's the...
Could you not introduce, I mean, I'm just looking ahead, could you not introduce the baby as this is the baby of the woman I love, rather than...
Well, when I've been told 100% of the baby's mine.
OK, so this keeps coming up and up and up, and it's involving the children as well. You think you don't know if this guy really did have a vasectomy or not. So, in any case, the arguing has to stop.
It's got to, yeah. Well, come to blows for a 14-year-old girl ain't good, is it?
All right, well, let's meet her. Please welcome Mandy. Hi, Mandy. Hi. So, in the beginning, what was the relationship like to you? Was it just a bit of fun as well?
Just a bit of fun. I didn't want a relationship.
You didn't want one?
No, not in the beginning.
So why didn't you want a relationship at all?
I'd just come out of one relationship that had lasted 4 years, and I just wanted a bit of fun.
So were you using precautions? Obviously not.
I was told I couldn't have any more children.
Really?
Yeah.
So you must have been doubly shocked when you found you were pregnant. And can you remember how Wayne took it?
Not very well.
Not very well?
No.
So did you feel you had to convince him that the baby was his?
Yeah, all the time.
And do you think you've succeeded in that?
To an extent.
You think how much do you believe that it could be the baby could be yours or not? Say 50-50 or?
No, a lot more than that. But it's just things like that. When things like that happen, my head starts going again. You know, start thinking things. Well, is she mine? And getting attached to the children like they could be her sisters and brother. And then all of a sudden, it just could all be whipped from under us all, you know?
Yeah.
Because she's not ours, and you know.
But how do you feel that Wayne says if the baby is yours, all well and good, and commitment and settling down, but if the baby isn't his, then kind of that's it for the relationship?
It's his decision.
Yeah, but how do you feel about it?
Gutted.
Have you talked about this, the two of you?
Well, like I know, because she's always said she's definitely mine. So why would you have this discussion?
Why haven't you discussed the other side of it?
Because she's told me 100% certain that the baby is mine.
I know she is.
There's never been an issue.
If you love her, why is there an issue of trust?
Sorry?
If you love her, as you've said you do, why is there an issue of trust? Why do you not trust her?
Because I want to prove to people when we are together, and then my kids can, you know, they got the proof in her. And we won't get no more of this in the house.
Do you think you might look a fool if the baby turned out not to be yours and you still stayed with Mandy?
Well, that'd be the last thing on... Well, no, I wouldn't stay with Mandy anyway, because Mandy is 100% certain the baby's mine.
Yes.
Well, by the sounds of everything you've said, when you first started going together, anyway, you was both with other people. During the process of becoming pregnant, Mandy, you was both sleeping with other people. So I see that really there should be no trust between either of you. And I think that you jumped into marriage quite soon.
Jumped into a relationship.
Yeah, I think
no, that's a long-term marriage. We're not getting married next week or anything.
Thing.
It's just a long-term thing that we're going to settle down and then...
Before you said that, both of you agreed that you wasn't interested in a relationship at first, and the thing that it seems to me is that just because a baby's cropped up, you're looking straight at marriage, but neither of you...
You don't think they should, even if the baby turns out to be Wayne's, you still don't think they should go ahead and get married?
I don't feel that those two actually... Oh, they say they love each other, but I disagree in some ways, because I think that they was both with other people, they've both been with other people throughout the whole progress of their relationship.
Right at the beginning.
So what's the point, you know? They can still have a kid together, but they would ruin themselves.
Mandy, if the baby is Wayne's, what will you expect of him as a father? Will you want him to support the child in every single way he can?
Yeah.
You want marriage and live together happily ever after?
Not straight away, no. It's going to take time for us to come to terms with all of this. It's not something that you take lightly.
But let me ask you about the rest of the relationship. Is it a good one?
Yeah,
no
majority
problems
of the
at
time.
all?
The majority of the time. Yeah, we row like most people do, but the majority of the time, everything's great.
OK, and what about drinking?
That's not too bad at the moment.
Well, everything's wonderful and rosy. Why did you have to drag him away from this girl and him getting into the taxi together?
Because the thing with Wayne is when he does go out and go drinking, he does drink to the point where he's not quite sure what he's doing most of the time. And
so when he goes out drinking, if he could go off with a girl one time, why couldn't he go off with a woman another time?
Because when he's not drinking, he doesn't do that.
But is he going to stop drinking then? That's it. He's never going to drink again.
No, as long as he doesn't go to the point where he doesn't know what he's doing.
Here's my problem here, and I realise everybody wants the best. Well, just think positive and it's going to stay positive. But those aren't the signals I'm getting. Quite honestly, to be honest with you, I think that without this additional burden of is the baby Wayne's or isn't the baby Wayne's, there's some shaky stuff going on in the relationship anyway. It would be very, very difficult for someone who's been through such a loss of someone I presume you love very, very much. It would be very hard to fill that lady's shoes. In fact,
I don't want to fill her shoes.
It may be impossible.
I don't want to fill her shoes. I don't want to be the children's mother. I want to be their friend.
I'm not talking about as a parent to the children. I'm talking as a partner. Are you first or second best or where?
Most of the time I feel like I'm second best.
Why?
Because I know how much he loved his wife.
And how do you know that?
Because of what he's told me.
And do you have a lot of pictures of your late wife?
Yeah.
Does that make it difficult for both of you?
To an extent.
The pictures have always been out, whoever I've been with. They've always been out because of the kids. I won't take them down.
I can understand that.
Oh, they're there for the kids as much as me. I'd never take them down, hide them or anything. They're there, man, accepts that. Whoever I've been with, had to accept it.
How long were you with your late wife?
10 years.
Was she the love of your life?
Yeah.
Will you ever love anybody as much as you loved her?
Not like that, no.
Not?
No.
Have you grieved?
Yeah.
Or did you stick your head in a bottle?
I went out for a bit, yeah. Had a good job at the time. I had about £3,000 savings. I think I went through it in about 6 months.
Drank it?
Yeah.
What happens to your relationship? You live happily ever after and have the full package?
Well, the house will be a lot, with the children, hearing this, all this stuff, it'll be a lot easier in the house and we can get on with it, can't we, with the children, you know? Cause
I guarantee you there will still be problems in the relationship.
Of course there will, yeah, we accept that, we got to work on that, but if the baby is ours, it's something
It's a step in the right direction.
Yeah.
Do you love the baby?
Me?
Yeah.
Yeah, of course, she's a brilliant kid, yeah.
Then why is there a problem?
Because it's like I said, it's come to an end now, with the kids are hearing all this stuff, you know, and it's in her head now that she might not be mine.
What would happen with your children? They're slightly older, or the daughter who heard this rumours. Why would it be so bad to sit them down and say, when Mandy and I first got together, we weren't just with each other. That's what grown-ups do sometimes when they're trying to find relationships. There was a bit of an overlap. We knew, I knew what was going on, Mandy knew what was going on. Neither of us have any guilt about what was going on. What happened was absolutely a natural, normal thing, and this is why the problem is. Why do you not give them credit? Because your children are going to become, or your daughter's going to become sexually active in a few years. She may well learn a lot from what you have to tell her. And you could still say, even so this happened, because there is no guilt or anything on either part, if this baby isn't naturally yours, I still love this woman, and I still want this little girl to be part of our family, and that's what forgiveness and that's what love is all about. Why can you not...
It wouldn't work like that with us. It just wouldn't work. Because Mandy has told the children, as she's told me, 100%, the baby's her sister, she's my daughter. That's why we got to get this sorted out, you know.
I need you... Well, we're going to get you
to... The baby is a baby now. She's 4 months old.
Let me tell you one thing they're going to find very difficult. If the baby does, for some reason, turn out not to be yours, and you then say to your children, OK, that's it, bye-bye, Mandy's going...
Could I just say something, Trisha? Could I just say something now? Isn't it better now to find out now when the baby is 4 months old than to find out when she's about 4 years old or something?
I think it's better to find out, but I'm just saying if the result comes back that you're not the father, I absolutely agree with you, you need to find out, and I agree with that. But if it did come back that the baby wasn't biologically yours, I think you're going to do more damage to your children saying, well, not ours genetically. Children don't love something just because they're genetically you know, because they're blood brothers or sisters.
Yeah, but then it wouldn't be about the baby, would it? It'd be about Mandy and the kids knowing that the baby was mine after she told them the baby is her sister and that, innit? You
Let
know,
me just
to
say,
be all that then.
your children are probably emotionally way ahead of other youngsters at their age because of what they've gone through.
Exactly.
I wouldn't write them off in explaining to them that human beings are human beings and can stuff up every now and again. I wouldn't count them for fools. They'd be very cluey on that. They could learn from this. They could learn something good, or they could learn something negative. And I know you'll stick to one way of thinking, but you might want to think about, have you sat down with your children and actually asked them about this? Have you actually said to them, okay, you've heard the rumours, what would it mean?
No, because I've said to Mandy, is the baby definitely mine? She said, yes, there's not going to be a problem. The results are going to come back.
Have you sat down with your children? They've
Because
heard
I
the
don't want to do
rumours
that.
anyway.
I don't want to do that to them. I just want to get these results and say, there you are. She's your sister.
Don't you
She's
think
my
it's better
daughter.
for us to explain it to them than to them to just keep listening to rumours?
But why? Because you convinced she's mine anyway. So why?
Yeah, but at least we can explain to them where the rumours have come from and why they're being said.
I have
that
to say, I
much.
totally agree with Mandy. As far as parenting goes,
they deserve for us to tell them why these rumours have been going round.
I think both of you really need to think about seriously what is best for the children, and it's not always keeping them in the dark, and it's not about secrecy, and it's not about keeping one thing from the other person. It is about honesty, and those children have been through enough to be emotionally intelligent. I'll bet you they've sussed a lot of this themselves, and it's a lot more scary trying to sit around as brothers and sisters and work something out than have your parents sit down and have it come from their mouths. But after your DNA test, I think that's where the real work begins, to be quite honest. I really do.
Yeah.
Good luck.
Of course it does. Thank you very much.
Well, next, Leona and Stephen. Now, they met just over 2 years ago. It was love at first sight, but then the accusations started. Leona has admitted to cheating once in the past, but Stephen thinks it's more. In fact, he says he isn't 100% sure he's the father of her child. Please welcome Stephen. Hi, Stephen.
How are you?
Originally, you met Leona in Ireland.
Yeah.
Now, you're a long way from home. You moved. Why?
I moved for my girlfriend. She wanted me to come to London.
It was her idea that you moved?
Yeah.
How long between the two? You two have been going out together for how long?
About 2 years.
2 years. Engaged, married?
Yeah,
any-
engaged.
Engaged.
Yeah.
You've got a baby, how old?
She's a year old. A year, yeah.
Ooh, it couldn't have been long after you got together that Leona fell pregnant.
Yeah, it was about a year.
Planned?
No.
No.
It was kind of like I wanted to have a child, but she wasn't sure. But then it just happened then.
It doesn't just happen.
Yeah.
Was she using contraception?
No.
Were you using contraception?
No.
I'm sorry, in my book, that's planned.
Suppose.
So why have you got any doubts about the baby being yours anyway?
Well, I don't really have doubts, but it just crossed my mind before because she has done things in the past.
Like what?
Well, she said she was with another fella, but she only said to me that she kissed him.
Where were you?
I was in Ireland at the time. She came over to England on a
Right.
holiday.
And she did what?
She said she was with this fella and they only kissed in the car. But they were driving around in the car all night. She taught me.
All night?
Well, a lot of the night, yeah.
Do you think that's the truth?
Well, that's what she taught me. But she taught me the car broke down somewhere then. Or something like that.
And you at 18 know what you would do if you were in a car with a pretty girl and it broke down, am I right?
Because she was with him before. She used to go out with him. She was an ex-boyfriend of his. So that's what made me worry.
OK, you and Leona are arguing at the moment.
Yeah.
A lot. You
Yeah.
don't trust each other?
Yeah. Because I have reasons, I can't trust her anymore at all.
She doesn't trust you either?
No.
And you haven't cheated?
No.
You sure about that?
She has no reason to not trust me.
Unless you think she maybe has done something herself. Is that what you're worried about?
Probably, yeah.
So, OK, you're arguing, you're far away from family and friends.
Yeah.
Are you working at the moment?
No. No.
How down are you about it?
I get lonely a lot in the flat, like, you know what I mean? I look forward to going back to Ireland. I can see all my friends there and my family.
OK, so what do you want to say to Leona?
I don't know. I just wanted to come out with the truth. about everything, like, you know.
It's the not knowing that's
Yeah,
tearing you
because
up.
she's only saying she kissed these fellas, but I know that she probably went further.
So, OK, if, let's say she came out and told you the truth and said, yeah, I did everything you
Yeah.
then what?
At least I'd know the truth. And
But would you stick with her?
I'd tell her where to go, you know.
I don't gave you my number.
Hang on, somebody said they're going to... All right, so if she told you the truth, you could still stay with her or not?
I'm not sure, I couldn't say that now.
OK.
Yeah.
All right. Well, coming up, Stephen's partner, Leona. Now, she's been talking to Carl backstage.
Are you shocked that he's casting doubts over the paternity of your child?
Yeah. Yeah, I am. I knew he wanted to come out to clear the air about me kissing somebody. He obviously thinks that I've slept with somebody, which I haven't. I'm willing to take a lie detector test for that. Do you know what I mean? I didn't think that the baby was an issue.
But today it is an issue.
Apparently so, yeah.
Back after this.
Lowering the thermostat by 1 degree could save you up to 10% off your heating bill. Save energy, money and the environment. Call 0845 727 7200.
Are you worried about your partner's temper? Do they keep getting angry and it's affecting your relationship? Or has their anger turned to violence and you've been on the receiving end? Maybe you're the one who can't control your temper and lost your partner because of it. Or are you worried about your parents' violence? We'll call 0900 9 11 11 99, 0900 9 11 11 99, email trisha@itv.com or text the word Trisha followed by your name to 83088. Back. Now let's just take a quick look at what's been happening backstage.
What is it you want to say to her having done the show?
Well, it's not an issue, is there? There's no issue about it. Mandy's convinced of he's mine. She's told me 100% she's mine, so I can't see what we're talking about. There's no need to... You aren't going to worry about it, any of you?
I'm not worried about it. It just hurts knowing that you feel like that.
Well, I wouldn't, and you wouldn't feel after. If you was a bloke, I was a woman, I told you, I'm not 100%, yeah, you're moving with me, and all of a sudden, hang on, sorry, man, she's not yours, like, come off here.
OK, just before the break, we met Stephen, and he's a big hit with the girls in the audience, all oohing and eyeing and gone all gooey and hopeless they have. But he's been with partner Leona for 2 years, but he's convinced she's cheated. Plus, he's now saying he can't be sure if he's the father of her child. You're saying there's a little bit of thinking if she could do that, could she be doing something else? Was it around that time when she fell pregnant then?
I'm not sure, to be honest. I can't remember the exact date.
But are you feeling that she's just not telling you the whole truth?
Yeah.
OK, so she's admitted cheating on you once by kissing... No, twice.
Yeah, twice.
Driving around with the ex in the car?
Yeah.
And also kissing this other guy.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think she could continue doing that?
Well, not with the same fella, but with other people she could. Like, how do I know, like...
You don't go out together?
We do, yeah.
You do?
Yeah.
And how is she when you go out together? Is she flirting with other guys or not?
Sometimes.
In front of you?
Well, when I'm gone out to the toilet or something, I could see her come back and see her talking to someone.
Other guys?
Yeah.
OK, well, let's meet her and hear her side of the story. Please welcome Leona.
Stephen, I kissed fella on you. I haven't slept with anyone on you, and it is your child, Stephen, and you know she is.
Are you surprised that he's saying that?
Yeah, that was never an issue before. We've never had arguments about the child.
What have you had arguments about?
About me kissing another fella on him or whatever.
But
it was never an issue about he said it once and he said it was a joke. And, you know.
Were you joking?
No.
You weren't joking, you were
No.
serious?
I didn't think he was being serious. So I was shocked hearing it. That was the first time I didn't really think he had doubts about the baby.
Do you trust him?
No.
I don't trust him because he's always at me. He's always like if he goes out to the toilet and he comes back and I'm talking to somebody. Like, say if we're going out with a group of friends.
Yeah, yeah.
Like, what am I supposed to do? Sit there and not talk to anyone? Do you know what I mean? Not sit there like a plum and not say nothing to no one all night. I'm not allowed to talk. I have to sit down. Do you know what I mean? And if I am talking to somebody, oh, who are you talking to? Why are you talking to him?
I think I have a reason to ask, like, after you done did it to me before, you know?
The way you look at her is with disdain, really. I'm just watching your body language at the moment, Stephen. You're sort of not well impressed with her. She really hurt you when she told you about the kissing incident.
Oh, yeah. I
The
thought
first time.
Right, we've had arguments before, Trisha, right? And
before the kissing incidents we're talking about?
No, this is like after, like when we.
Why did you do that? Why did you do that?
Right, before I met Stephen, I was 15 when I had my first proper relationship. I was with a lad for 2.5 years.
Right.
I was like a prisoner. I wasn't allowed to wear what I wanted. Then when I met Stephen, it seemed that he was more serious about me than what I was about him. And I told him at the beginning, like, I didn't know whether I wanted a serious relationship or not, and I'd often talk about it to his sister, and I didn't know what I wanted. Like.
Yeah, yeah.
So I went back, and I know what I'd done was wrong. Do you know what I mean? And like, he knew when I came back to Ireland that something, and I just told him. Do you know what I mean? Because I wanted to clear the air.
So how old are you now?
I'm 19.
19, second serious relationship, baby.
Yeah.
Aren't you going too fast at this, you guys?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You feel you are?
Yeah. I feel like I'm too young to be settled down and not being able to go out when I want.
Are you?
Because when I want to go for a pint, I have to argue with her before I go out.
And a young lad of your age
And she
should
does.
not-
She just throws me dirty looks before I go out.
Right, Trisha, I don't have a problem if he wants to go out for a pint. I always say to him, if you want to go out for a pint, go out for a pint, right? But when it's my turn to go out, or if I want to go out, it's, oh, take a Leo, or take the baby with you. Do you know what I mean? Stephen, if I want to go down to the shop, I have to
don't like
take
you
the
going out
baby
when you're
with
on
me.
into pubs in London. What's the point going out when you're on? It's
Even if
dangerous.
I go out with my friend, we were out in
You never
Ireland.
go out with your
there.
friends.
Even if we
All your
were in
friends are
Ireland there a
boys.
while ago, Stephen, right? And we had an argument. I went off to a pub, and you went to a house party.
When was
and
this?
when we were in Kilkenny. You went to a house party, and then when I met up with you, just because I was out, I'd done the dirt on you. But you were in a house party sitting with girls. Do you know what I mean? I didn't say nothing to you. What about
You're the one who said you broke it
Steve,
off
what
with me
about
when
the
you went
times
off
when
and you
we've
ran off?
argued? What are times when we've argued and you've gone out and you've stayed out all night?
Yeah.
What about the time
What reason
when-
do I have to come back and listen to you arguing? Like?
Where were you all
Stephen,
night
if I
then?
stayed out all
took to go
night,
with
there'd
me
be
mates.
blue murder.
Because I haven't seen me mates, and I never see them, and I come back then, and I want to go out with them.
In London,
She just
Stephen,
argues.
you go out to a nightclub on your own. You
Whoa.
don't
A
go out
nightclub?
with any mates.
Let me just
You
do,
went
I
out to
want
a
to do one
nightclub
thing.
the
I want to
time
do
you
one
went out.
thing.
That's because you threw me out that night.
I want to do one thing, you two.
threw me
I want
out.
to check something. I want to check something. Stephen, you are 18 years of
Yeah.
age. Leona, you are 19. You sound like an old, bitter married couple in your 50s. You know? You do. Is Leona the one?
I hope so. Yeah.
Do you see yourself living with her for the rest of your life?
Can't see us being with each other another 40 or 50 years on here.
You can't see that.
No, I told her that before.
How long do you see yourselves being together? 5 years?
I just tried my best to think the best, like, you know?
But it's not something that you see happening forever?
No. I don't see a lot of relationships lasting forever these days.
Really? Are your parents still together?
Yeah. Yeah, but that's like back in the old days now. Like, this is like year 2003.
So why is it different?
Most people
these-
I know, people get married and they always just break up after a while, like, you know?
Really? And you want to be like them?
No.
Did you have any idea what having a baby was really all about?
Yeah.
And has it lived up? Is it as good as you thought it was going to be?
Yeah.
So it's not causing any problems having a baby?
Well, because the two of us, they'll be stuck in the flat the whole time with the child as well. And none of us get a chance to go out, you see, and that's what starts arguments as well.
Mm.
You just
the
get
thing
stressed.
is, he won't mind if I do want to go out.
Yeah, I will. When you go out with one of your friends, not on your own.
So that's a control thing. You decide when...
She tries that. She decides. She
I don't
doesn't want
have
me
a
going
problem
out.
if he wants to go out, as long as I can go out as well.
Yes.
It's not what you say at home, is it?
Yes, it is, Stephen. I
Look,
always say that.
you're young
to you.
adults and you really shouldn't be getting tied down into any serious relationship.
How old are you?
16.
16?
Yeah.
Can you imagine your life being like this at 18?
Hell no. I wouldn't get down like that.
Huh?
No, you shouldn't be arguing at that age. Not with your boyfriend or girlfriend.
Thank you. Yes.
I think you should think about your relationship, and I think you should think about your child, because you're going to hurt them in the end.
Thank you. I think that's what they're doing, or trying to do. Do you think about your child when you have these arguments, or you just go wham at each other?
No, I do think about it, and you can see when we're shouting, you can see her getting nervous and stuff.
How old is she?
She's just turned 1.
1?
Yeah.
And she already knows to get nervous when Mummy and Daddy raise their voices?
She knows, so it's just when you shout around the baby, they're going to get a bit scared
Yeah.
anyway, do you know what I mean?
Uh-huh.
They get jumpy, and he doesn't like her, and I don't like it either.
OK, but it still keeps happening, yes.
Do you go out together?
Yeah.
As a couple?
Yeah.
With the baby?
With baby,
Oh.
as a family.
They go where, like?
Sorry?
Out
Yeah, we
for
do,
walks
yeah.
and stuff, yeah, we do.
Thank you. You do?
Yeah.
OK, so what do you need to change in this relationship, Stephen? You give me 3 things.
I just need to be able to trust her, because I can't trust her anymore.
All right, you can't trust her. What else? Going
I want
out,
her
you
to be easier with me, like, and let me go out when I want, like, and I let her go.
When you do go out, do you get absolutely rat-arsed?
No.
He
You
just
don't?
doesn't come home till the next morning. But
Sorry?
if I done it, if
The
I
reason
went
why,
out and
most
stayed
reason
out
why
all
is why
night,
about Trisha, because she throws me out of the flat in London. Like,
Because-
she threw me out about 15 times since I moved over and left me out in the streets.
because
not giving a shit
otherwise
about me.
the arguments just don't stop. They carry on, they carry on. Like, if he goes out, and I'm not going to not let him back in, like, yeah, you can come back in, just give
Why'd
it
you
a
throw
bit
me
of
out if
time
you're going to let me
apart.
back in?
Just to get you out, because you won't get out otherwise.
Can I, you know, you're going to start work.
Yeah, yeah.
All right, that will stop you being together all the time. I bet the arguments are when you come home from work, you don't do anything, you don't relieve me from the baby.
Yeah.
OK. You want to know what I'm going to suggest? And you might think it's totally boring, but you want to play mummies and daddies and families, do it properly. What about going out with your baby, but doing things like joining parents and babies groups? Because that way you get to meet other parents, and that way you get to know that people have these arguments and resolve them in different ways.
Yeah.
That way you get to hang with other families. I'll bet you anything at the moment you tend to hang out with single people with no responsibilities.
Yeah.
And
Oh,
you want to
that's
be like them. Why can't I stay out that long? Why can't I do that? Oh, you've got to say, oh, I've got to get home. And even if you're staying out, that last dance, I know it, that last dance you're thinking, I am so going to regret this tomorrow. I'm going to get it in a year. The baby's going to wake up early. If you're out with other people who are in a relationship and have babies, you can all sit around and do the girl thing. Oh, my husband doesn't do it. Oh, yeah, no. Do you hear what I'm saying? You're mixing with single people who do not have your responsibilities. You will forever compare yourselves with them. And this handing the baby as a baton, my turn to go out, your turn to go out.
Yeah.
If you're with couples with children, you know, maybe you all go out and all the guys... I go out with my girlfriends and all the dads stay at home and do pizzas and burn the hell out and muck our ovens up. But they all watch Star Wars with the kids and all the mums go out and sometimes all the dads go out. You're going to have to introduce that into your life. It's no good, we're a family. He's very isolated at the moment, and I get the feelings a little bit of resentment. I moved countries to be in another place, and all I'm getting is this.
He wanted to move to England.
Wanting to do it and finding yourself on your own.
It was his idea to come to England.
Okay,
Something
It was
happened-
yours as well. So not you like.
Something happened
you were
in
delighted.
Ireland and
You
you
were
had to
delighted
come
to come
back.
Okay.
I didn't care.
I don't want to get bogged down in the whose fault it was or whose idea it was or anything. The fact is, when my husband came all the way from Australia, and he wanted to be with me and do that, when he got to England and he was totally isolated from his friends and family, it was really, really difficult for us as a couple. Really difficult, because I was his friend, enemy, everything all in one. And that's not a healthy way to be. He actually went out and did voluntary work with an organisation. And then he got his own social group of like-minded people, which is why I'm saying if you were with parents once or twice a week as a group, or Saturday tumble tots and they'd all out swimming down the pool, you get another load of friends who aren't all just about rave parties and being single and ooh, you know, get another pint in. It's a different slant of life. It's not boring. We still do mad things when the mummies all go out together. You know, sometimes we drink and that, and dance. Look, you hear what I'm saying? You need to do things more with people who have got responsibilities. When you work, when you come home, I'm afraid it doesn't all end there. And I suggest you look at something that you can do, maybe, like a college course or something.
I want to go into college.
You want
But
to?
if I say to him I want to go into college, I don't want you to go into
Yeah, that's
college.
because I want to get a full-time job and there'll be no one to mind the
But
kids.
I'm saying
so
when
how's she
Elias
going to college?
started
Hang on, there are options. I know I work with groups and there are certain colleges that have
would
creche
take the-
places
yeah.
which you can go see the baby at lunchtime, dinner time, between classes all the time.
I want
And
to do it when she's in school, like when she starts preschool. I want to go, you know, into nursery and stuff. I want to go and do a
Well,
course.
she can start nursery. My little one started going to
I'm gonna
groups
put her
a
in
couple of
about
days
two.
a week.
Yeah,
A couple of days a week when you can do a college courses aren't all day every day. You could do them a couple of days
I
a
want
week.
to do this 3 days a week.
Yeah.
But if I say to him he doesn't want me to go into college.
That's because I didn't know there was anyone to mind the child.
No, you say because there'd be fellas in there and all that rubbish.
Okay, here's another last word. Instead of looking at the glass half empty, look at the glass half full. Instead of saying you can't do that because, why don't you say, let's see how we can do that? Okay, just that approach. There are ways that you can get some education and have the child nearby. There are ways for you to mix and have a social life and have the child with you and have something in common with the people you're partying with. And there are ways not to argue. And it's that when you start on something that gets you going, you say stop. As for the trust, you're going to have to give her some time. You're going to have to hand that trust back to her. If she cheats on you, she cheats on you. You barking at her isn't going to make any difference. Okay, I think she's learned, and if she hasn't learned, that little girl hasn't got daddy in her life anymore, and I don't think you're quite that silly.
I want to go up with her dad.
Okay.
I want her dad to
Try the things, talk to our producers about how you can practically in your area do that. And I know there's some Irish community things going on where the families get together as well. Try looking at things like that, where you actually work at being a family, not try and be two single people. We'll keep in touch with you and see how you go. Yeah? I was just going to say, they're such a good-looking couple, aren't they? If only you stopped doing this tit for tat, you would be such a cool couple. Stop being selfish, somebody said. We're embarrassing them, aren't they? But they could really be a cool family couple, couldn't they? You didn't like me saying that, I apologise. OK, what would you do if you had a sudden windfall of £85,000? £85,000, OK. How many... Oh, come on, what would you do? What would you do? House? Car? Sorry? Stand up for me. What would you do?
Probably prostitutes.
You would... You
Not
would.
all of it.
Would you... Have you been with a prostitute? How old are you?
19.
19. Have you ever been with a prostitute?
No.
Would you... You would like to, then, if you had the money? Is that what you're saying?
If it was legal and I had £85,000, I don't see why not.
And is your mum watching now, do you think?
Yeah.
Thank you. OK, £85,000. How many of you would think of blowing all of it on prostitutes? Well, my next guest, Albert, at the ripe old age of 81, sees no problem with spending £6,500 in just 9 weeks on, like my friend here, you've guessed it, hookers. Albert joins us next.
Congratulations. You have been selected from millions in our prize draw. We've been chosen from millions, Timmy. You have won £10,000, a Caribbean cruise, or a stunning gold effect bracelet. Just send the registration fee of £20.
Letters like this aren't always what they seem, especially if you have to claim your prize by sending a handling fee or calling a premium rate phone number. So, before you get carried away, remember, if it looks too good to be true, it probably is.
back. Now, this is what's been happening so far.
What do you want him to change? What do you want from him for you to have a happy future?
I want him to just start trusting me more. That's what mainly the argument is over. I mean, like, we might
You
have
don't trust me either.
to see.
Right.
That's because I don't
Because
trust
what?
him because I'm thinking if he's accusing me all the time, then maybe he's doing it. Do you know what I mean? If I haven't done nothing wrong and he's saying to me, oh, what you doing, maybe I'm thinking he's doing it. That's why I get paranoid about him.
What do you want her to change to have a happy future?
Just to let me out more, let me have a bit of freedom on my own, time on my own, not just be stuck with her the whole time.
I want freedom as well, though.
When I'm gone, you can go, obviously, as well. So,
But you look after
I
Liam.
want to be able to trust her as well.
Do you feel you're any nearer to trusting her having done the show? The fact that she came all this way and sat on the stage and said what she did?
No, not really.
And don't forget there's more backstage action with Carl over on ITV2 right after this show. OK, here's the question again. Are you worried about your partner's temper? Are they always getting angry and you're worried it's affecting your relationship? Or has their anger turned to violence and you've been on the receiving end? Well, if so, give me a call. Here's the number. It's 0900 911 1199. Or you can email trisha@itv.com or text me by typing the word Trisha, then your name to 83088. OK, back to today's show. £85,000 and it's all yours. So what do you do with it? Do you pay off a few debts, go on a fabulous holiday, buy a new car? Or would you consider doing what 81-year-old OAP Albert did and splash out £6,500 on prostitutes in just 9.5 weeks? Now, fair play, some might say. Others aren't so sure. Please welcome one of Albert's best friends, Barry. So, Barry, has this been happening with Albert since his late wife passed away?
Yeah.
And how did he get this money?
I don't know if I should really go into kind of detail about that. What it was, he actually sold a flat he had.
And so he's got, what, £85,000?
No, he had a deposit of £6.5 grand.
And what did he do with that money?
Well, as you just said, he's...
He spent it on prostitutes?
On prostitute, yeah. On one prostitute.
On one?
Yeah, on one, yeah.
I was going to ask what he got for £6,500, but...
Well, I could tell you.
Well, what did he buy her, or what?
He was buying her presents, gifts, panties, bras.
But £6,500 worth?
Paid all the bills for her.
Paid all her house bills. Was she asking for the money?
Well, yes, in a way, yeah.
So, what did you...
See, with Albert, he's a very vulnerable person. I mean, I don't knock him for the fun that he's had.
Mm. But did you say something to him about this?
Oh, we'd tell him all the time. He goes in one end and straight the other.
And do you think that he was being taken for a ride?
Of course he was taken for a ride. Yeah, she was milking him dry.
Did he want... Oh dear, I've got to be very careful with my language doing this particular interview.
I better be careful with my answers as well.
With your answers. I've got here that you think he's putting himself in a vulnerable position.
Well, he is. Yeah. But it's not that. With Albert, he's very easily led. You know, yeah. He's like a soft touch all the while.
So what advice do you think you could give him today?
I try and give him advice every single day, but he doesn't seem to...
and what advice is it that you're giving him?
What I would like to say to him is that instead of going out and getting his leg over and paying for it all the while, find somebody around his own age, or 70, 60-year-old, because there's loads of women...
Has he ever offered you any prostitutes?
Yes.
And you said...
No.
No?
Well, I've never been with prostitutes.
Well, this young man here, this young man... here reckons that if he had that kind of money, he would. Yeah. You would?
If it was legal, yeah.
Yeah.
Go to Amsterdam.
OK, you'll be pleased to meet Albert.
You say that, all you've got to do is just catch a train or catch a boat and go up to Amsterdam.
And,
that's what I do.
That's what you can do. OK, so you want to say to Albert, settle down with somebody who loves him for him and not for his money.
Yeah.
Let's meet him. Please welcome 81-year-old Albert. Oh, Albert, I guess it's only fitting, Albert, they gave you a standing ovation.
Thank you.
Why the standing ovation, by the way? Come on, hang on, just a minute. Hang on. Why? Well, he's just shouted out. Yeah, stand up. Why?
He's a legend.
He's a legend, why?
Everyone goes on about how if they get loads of money, they'll spend it on all like nice house and that. When he doesn't, he spends it on prostitutes. It's funny.
You don't agree with that, though, Barry, do you?
No.
So let's just have a picture. I want to show people this picture at home. Have we got a screen over here? Now, this is Albert when you got married. How long ago?
55 years.
55 years.
Yeah.
And there's your wife. And was she your first love?
Yes.
And what's her name?
Anne.
Anne. And you were married for...
55 years. 1948.
So she was you never cheated. We get all these programmes with people
No.
cheating. You were faithful.
Yeah.
And you nursed her right to the very end.
Yeah.
Now, she passed away how long ago? It's a couple of years?
3 years, December the 8th.
3 years.
Mm.
So when did you start using the prostitutes?
After she died.
After she died?
Yeah.
Why? Is it for comfort or...
Company.
Company. But Barry says some of them have fleeced you a bit, have they?
One girl did.
What did she do?
Well, she had the money out of me. Not actual cash, in kind.
What did you buy for her?
Underwear.
Underwear?
Dressing gown. Shoes. And I paid a lot of the bills.
Did you think she loved you?
Yeah.
Did she say she loved you?
Yeah.
So what happened? Why didn't you stay together?
Well, after I had an afternoon there, she told me that she was courting somebody else.
And she just finished with you?
Yeah.
Was it a chap with more money or something?
No, it's just a working sort of...
How did you feel about that?
I felt horrible.
Horrible. But did you look back on it and say, hang on, she's had me for a bit of a mug here?
But I had out, but I got no chance.
So how many prostitutes have you slept with, do you think?
Well, since my wife died,
Yeah.
I haven't slept with any, but I've had sex. I haven't slept with any prostitute.
Albert, I find you refreshingly candid, but we have all these rules and regulations. We're meant to pretend the word sex doesn't exist, and we talk about sleeping with. So I'd sort of meant sex.
Yeah.
Yeah. How many ladies did you say you'd been with?
I was a regular call girl.
Call girls.
For 5 years. A regular girl, call girl.
How did you find these call girls, though?
Advert out in the paper.
In the newspaper?
In the shopper.
Now, at the moment... In the shopper?
Yeah.
I haven't seen that section myself, but... now, your money... You haven't got complete control over your money at the moment because authorities have a bit of a problem with you doing that. Does that make you cross?
Because it makes me cross, yeah, because I can't socialise.
But are you socialising with people who really care about you, or do they just care about your money?
I don't really know, because what happened is that the Court of Protection are holding that money. I don't know what's in the kit. They won't even tell me what the amount is. Whether it's £50,000, 40, I don't know.
The other side of it is maybe you could find some sort of new hobby, something. You'd have to rack your brains, Barry. Maybe you know a lot more about what Albert likes to do, and some hobby where you can all get together that doesn't cost money, where you can meet people who enjoy doing the same thing. Don't tell me you do that already. OK, yes, just one...
I think whoever took your money off you is very sour because it's obvious that you're having fun and they're obviously jealous that they are not getting any and you are.
Well,
so well done.
think you should look for somebody that's going to love you for you, because it's obviously a prostitute who's only after your money.
Thank you. Did you hear that, Albert?
No, not all
She's
of that.
saying that you should find someone, and that's what Barry's been saying, you should find somebody who loves you for you. Prostitutes are only ever going to love you for a price,
That's
for
right.
money.
That's right.
So, it's been lovely meeting you.
Yeah, thank you.
Yes.
It's Deaf.
Thanks a lot.
Yeah.
Thank you. Good luck.
Albert, I think you've been one of the most popular guests we've ever had on this show.
Yeah?
Now, if you do want to take the first steps to changing your life and your future, call us on 0900 266 33 55. That's 0900 266 33 55. We're right out of time now, but stay tuned on ITV1 for Fern and Phil. You like that Fern? Yeah, Fern on this one. She's nice.
No, nice.
She's a nice-looking girl. I can introduce you to Fern.
Yeah?
Would you like that?
Yeah. Okay.
Hey! Over to Fern on this morning.
Football isn't a matter of life and death. No! It's much more important than that. It's sex, money and fame.
You have so made it.
In their league, winning is everything.
I want to speak to my agent.
Because while the boys are getting their kit on...
Now let's get out there and let's have it.
The girls are getting their kit off.
You filthy slap! Stick this up, you sorry!
Just one big happy family.
Footballers' Wives, the new series, coming soon to ITV1.
A top Monday night lineup on ITV1, 2 visits to Coronation Street and all the action from those celebs in the jungle at 9.